Hey everyone, this is just a little short live um, to clear up something uh, that was said that I said. Now, the person who said that I said something said only half of what I said and made it look like totally something different. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this little interaction with the person that I'm speaking of to let you guys hear the whole entire segment of what I said and what I meant.
Okay, they worked Kenneka Jenkins' case. Okay, so then my question to you is this: um, Do you believe that Kenneka Jenkins was murdered? I absolutely do believe that she was murdered, but I don't believe she was murdered in the way that a lot of people think she was. Okay, so I believe that Kenneka, and this is from the information that I have gathered on my own. I am a free thinker, so nobody can make me believe anything. I have to know for myself. And before I speak on anything, you better believe I know for myself what I'm talking about. I'm not coming up here talking about no Eastern stars and all of that circus, what happened the other night. I'm telling you, that was a shit show from hell. You might as well had named that. You might as well had named that show. Uh, 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 Nightmare on Eddie Street, featuring Eddie Kruger and Fruity Medea. Medea chases Freddy Krueger down, Eddie Krueger down the street, and he's running and the eastern stars are falling from the sky. And then when he stops and he hollers for the gangs are coming, the gangs are after me. The eastern stars start falling down the sky. And then when she realizes that Mr. Eddie is not Caucasian American, she freaks out and turns the other way. That show was hilarious to me. I could write a whole script about that. But anyway, it was Nightmare on Eddie Street the other night. Just rename it. Just rename it because that's what it was. And put some little stars up there falling from the sky. Well, okay, but to get back to what I believe, this is what I truly believe happened to Kenneka Jenkins. I believe that she went to that party, to celebrate Irene's birthday party, and she was drinking. I believe because the drug topiramate was in her system. And knowing what I know about the drug, that it's an anticonvulsant and it's a central stimulant, which means that it has sedative effects upon the brain. It will put your brain to sleep, okay? And it binds to some certain receptors in the brain. So because I know this information, I believe that she walked out of that room, as they said, and she ended up leaving. She got away from them. When they went back in that room, somehow she got away from them. I believe she was snatched up by somebody. Now, who that somebody is along the way, I don't know. I also believe, because the footage, I believe, is somewhat in reverse, I believe that snatch up came before she entered that kitchen. Because when she enters the kitchen, we see her still in somewhat of a functional state of being. But when she's walking through that hallway, then we see her. Her hair is in a different way. It's all over her head. She looks like something happened to her. Like she was in a struggle of some sort. So my thing is, How can she look one way in the kitchen and then in that short amount of time look a different way in the hallway? So that's where my confusion comes in. I do not believe she was snatched up by any of her friends. I just can't. My logic won't let me think that, because there's no way on God's green earth that Rosemont Police Department is going to cover up for these kids. They're not.
Well,
if they were guilty of anything, they would have went down for it.
I beg to differ.
Now, go ahead. Let me hear your point of view.
I beg to differ, because there is a lot of corrupt police officers everywhere. There's a lot of corrupt departments everywhere and stuff. Now, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say and call you a liar, because that's what you believe, and what you believe is what you believe. I mean, that's all well and good. But I am here to, and that's why we have an officer today who's on trial, because he had murdered a gentleman in cold blood.
Yes.
And then you try to say that he did not murder him. He died for having drugs in his system. So it's all in perception. I mean, everybody across the land has saw this man with a knee on this guy's neck.
Right.
And the guy ended up dying. But then, they're going to trial, and then they're going to say, oh, well, but what you see is not what you see.
Exactly.
Well, we all know what we saw. We saw a man with a knee on his neck for 8 minutes. Who does that? Now, is that a part of protocol? Is that a part of the training of what they do? Any of the other officers could have intervened at any given point in time and stuff. What was the whole purpose of, okay, this gentleman was going in to pay for some things or whatever. They said that he had a counterfeit bill and, like this, and everything just.
Okay, I think you guys have heard enough. Okay, so let me explain to you guys actually what I just said about what I believe, because he is saying that something totally different, okay? So now I said that I believe that Kanika Jenkins left out of that room. And I said that I believe that she was snatched up along the way by somebody. Who that somebody is, I don't know. I have my suspicions about a certain person who is named in the case files, but that cannot be proven. I mean, it's just not enough information. I can't make, I will not state that he killed her in any way or anything like that. I would absolutely not say that. But I do believe that she was snatched up by somebody. Okay. And the reason for me saying that I believe that the videos are in reverse is because if Kanika Jenkins came out of the room in total disarray, like what we see, when she enters the kitchen, she would still be looking that way. But the videos they show her at the time they say she entered that freezer. The video that they showed us shows that her attire is still intact, her hair still intact, and she is not visibly disoriented like she is when she walks through the hallway and the way she looks when she steps off of that elevator. So for that reason, I believe that Kanika Jenkins, the video of them showing us Kanika Jenkins walking in that kitchen comes before the videos that we see her. She is in total disarray. And I hope that clears it up for you guys. Okay. I do believe that those videos were reversed. How? I don't know. I can't explain that. I'm not tech savvy, so I can't explain that. But what we see is that when she gets off of that elevator, she looks horrible. She looks a mess. She looks drugged. She looks drunk, whatever you think she may look. Okay. And she looks the same way when she's walking down that hallway. But when she's in that kitchen, on the kitchen footage, she looks packed. Her hair is still, you know, clothes is still neat. She's not as disoriented as we see in the footage from the hallway and in the footage from when she walks off of the elevator. And so now I hope this explanation um, is good enough for the people who is saying or trying to say that I said anything different than what I actually said. Okay. Again, I believe the videos are in reverse. You can see it for yourself. They're trying to make us believe that she entered that kitchen and looking the way she did, she was still freezer footage, freezer photos of her looking in total disarray, like she looked when she came off the elevator and like she looked when she walked down the hallway. That doesn't make sense to me. So because of that, I believe that that footage is in reverse. Okay. Thank you guys for listening, and you guys have a great evening. Good night.